It has been a little bit over a month since the last time I did a review on these semi-rigid portable solar panels from Renogy. Now, I took these on a trip with me up into Oregon, into the forest, where I could get a little bit more time with these. I spent several days up there, also checked out the Overland Expo that happened to be in Redmond, which gave me some time to go ahead and play with these a little bit more. Now, I have been using this in my backyard as well, just to get a little bit more testing time on it, and of course using it out where I was camping. That way I could give you guys a little bit more feedback, things that may be interesting to you if you're looking at buying these. Now, when it comes to the 400 watt or the 220 watt, as far as assembly and disassembly, setting these up or taking them down, it is actually extremely easy, not to mention quick. Now, when it comes to the two different sizes, this is where you will see where you may want to put these might affect the decision you make on when you buy these. The 400 watt is quite a bit bigger when it comes to placing these maybe in an RV if that happens to be somewhere you might be using them. If you happen to just be using them in a backyard and you have plenty of room for storage, then that's no problem. But if you take a look here inside my RV storage compartment, this is a fifth wheel and it happens to have quite a bit more room than say a standard travel trailer. This side door, which if I had a drop frame, I'd have enough room to just slide this right in and leave it standing up. But actually the 400 is so tall is that I would either have to lay it down by placing it inside at an angle, or I would have to angle it if I wanted to try to stand it up. So this actually didn't work so well as far as the 400 goes, but the 220, there is a ton of room in there to be able to place several of these inside a big storage compartment like that. But I did find a place inside the RV where I used to have the old generator compartment, which is now my power compartment. This is where I have my power kit, and this is where I found a place I could actually store these. I was able to fit two of the 400s in there actually pretty easy, and they stayed in place the whole trip, didn't really move much, which I'll probably get something a little bit more long-term like a strap. Now, while I was in Oregon, this is where I ended up using these to supplement basically the solar that I already have on board. I have 2200 watts of solar up on top of my RV already, but depending on where you camp, if you happen to be in a place that happens to have trees and you're parked there to help shade your RV, this is when portable panels are handy, that way you can get them away from the shade from the trees and place them in the open areas. Now, while I was out using these, most days, depending on the temperature, I would see anywhere from around 330 watts out of the 400 watt panel up to about 360 depending. When the temperatures are cooler, you are going to get better performance, and when it gets really hot and the solar panels do get heat soaked, you're going to see the output ratings go down, and this is common with any solar panel. Now, I did bring my tester along just to make sure I was getting the correct output, and I did see times where the tester would show 369 to 370 some watts, so I was wondering if maybe my power kit was happening to be throttling actually the output that was coming out of this. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to do a little bit more testing on that. I didn't have some other power stations or something with me, but I was still getting the common 340 to 360 watts, which is actually pretty common for this. Now, I would have liked to seen something that I thought in my initial review should have been changed, is that I would like to see adjustable legs. This would help optimize your solar coming in from the sun when you happen to have different times of the year. So in the winter, you could have these standing more up, and in the summertime, you could have them laying down and directly aimed at the sun. The stands that they have now in the back are great. They hold the panels no problem, but there's just no adjustability. So it would be nice just to see a little bit versus moving them back and forth an inch, which really doesn't change the angle of the solar panels that much. Now, as far as the wires going in between the solar panels, I know this was a concern that I was thinking, and I talked to Renogy again about this, and so far they haven't had any problems with this. And honestly, I like this design better, because if there was a problem versus other solar panels that happens to have the wiring like a ribbon wire in between each panel, once those go bad, that's pretty much it. There's no fixing those. These ones you can easily fix. It's an exposed wire, so these ones are serviceable if that ever came to be a problem. Now, overall, these are super lightweight, and not to mention anybody can pretty much set these up or take them down. The lightweight aluminum frame, and not to mention the bumpers that go all the way around this, definitely helps with durability. So I do see these lasting a long time if you use them like in an RV like I do, and you're going to be setting them up and taking them down repetitively. And when it comes to these solar panels, the price is a little bit more on the expensive side because these are more of a premium setup. So definitely take advantage of any discounts you can find, which I should have some down below. Or if you can get these on a sale price, then it definitely makes it a lot more feasible and a much better deal, at least in my opinion, to grab these. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know what you think about these panels, if this is something you're interested in buying. I hope to see you guys in the next video.